Rev up your engines!
Well, there's a gasoline price war going on in Denver, and prices two places have gone under $2 a gallon. I'm not making this up. And this is November 2023 when I'm making this video. Check it out. $1.74. Now, granted, the average in Colorado today is $3.33, so that is a ton less, $1.74. There's two stations, new ones, that are battling against each other, so they're trying to get people's business. As the owner of these new convenience store / gas station says, the aim is to get people into the store where the majority of the money is made, in the convenience store. 80% of gas stations in the U.S. have a convenience store attached, which makes most of the money. Now, this is a price war. It probably won't last long, but if you're around Denver, why not take advantage of it? You know, when you go in a convenience store, you get totally ripped off. I laugh because we were traveling around the other day, and my wife had to pay $5 for a bottle of water, right? For $5, I get 1,000 gallons of water. So their markup is like 16,000 times more I'm paying for that bottle of water to drink than I do when I buy 1,000 gallons at my house. Yes, we live in a crazy times, right? Those convenience stores make a fortune. Basically, they don't want to get you in there, buy stuff at the convenience store. So those two are battling for the lowest price gas because they're new stores. They want to get people come in and buy stuff. And then they'll remember, oh, look, could you imagine? You start gas that cheap. A lot of people are going to go in there, right? Get their business up and running. Not a bad idea. Well, now they're talking about a $25,000 Tesla. They're thinking about calling it Model 2. If he can do that, and he's claiming in Germany with this new production where he has things that can like make the whole frame of the car in a minute or two instead of taking hours of welding all one piece, he claims. Of course, he's made a lot of claims that never came true, but if this claim comes true and he can make a $25,000 car, that will really finish off the other electric car manufacturers. As far as I'm concerned, it certainly could be done. Let's face the facts. Electric battery, electric motors. Electric cars don't need to be as complex as they're making them. They're making them far too complex. And if they simplify it and simplify the production, I'm sure it could be done. Look at the Chinese. They have electric cars out there that are $6,000, right? Those are tiny little things. It's supposed to be a regular type of car. So if he can pull that one off, that would be a game changer in the electric car industry. Because if they were that cheap, then a lot of people would probably say, okay, I'll get a Model 2 as my second car to try out electric cars. I'll take my vacation in my hybrid Toyota Camry that can go 640 miles or more, right, on one charge and one tank of gas. But I'll take the Model 2 for our trips around town where we're not going that far and recharge it at home where it'll last longer because the superchargers wear them out faster. Then you got to pay more at the supercharger than you do at home. So it would be a game changer if it can be done. And all the stuff that Elon said he could do, I don't know, maybe it will never come. But if he does, that'll be a real game changer for the electric car market. Well, you can't make this one up. Here's a Tesla Model X, which is burning underwater. Well, how can that happen? Guy and his wife are putting their jet ski in the water. He backs up. Guy gets on his jet ski. He's going around. But for some reason, Tesla ended up in the ocean. Salt water conducts electricity better. It started shorting out the battery, and even though the car's in the water, flames are coming out of it and it's burning. Guy was lucky. He's on his jet ski and it's going down saying, leave the abandoned Tesla, right? And the wife's inside. He got her out, and then it just sat there sinking and burning. The police, the firefighters, they just let it burn out. They said, what the heck? It's in the water. You might wonder, how can it burn in the water? Well, lithium burns at extremely high temperatures, like 3,800 degrees or more. So it can burn in many different places. Now, it couldn't last too long because the water's a lot colder than 3,800 degrees. And eventually the temperature is too low for it to ignite anymore. So the firefighters and the police sat and watched until the flames went out. Then they had a tow truck and they had to tow it to a special junkyard where they could put it away from all the other cars in case it reignited again. That's the problem with these things. Once they start, they're a mess to get rid of them, right? But a car burning underwater. Now, this is in salt water, right? Let's think about something, people. The batteries on all these electric cars, especially Teslas, that's on the bottom of the car. You live up north, like here in Rhode Island, wherever. They put a lot of salt on the road in the winter. Guess what? The salt mixes with the slush and water. That gets in the battery. That'll short them out too. So anybody that thinks these things are going to last long in a northern environment where they throw salt on the road like mad is out of their minds. It's going to rot those babies out. When I was a kid in Niagara Falls, the bodies would rot away. Well, in this case, the batteries will short out. Probably quite a few of them will start on fire, short out, not work anymore, then cost a fortune, or just when they burn, of course, it totals the car. If it just ruined the battery, you put another battery in. But if it starts on fire, that ruins the whole car. Well, don't say I didn't warn you, but finally people are telling the truth. This guy had a Model 3 Tesla. He used excessive use of the supercharger, and his battery crapped out at a little over 100,000 miles. They're bragging about, oh, that's 400,000 miles. No, not if you use a supercharger. Dobson O'Meara runs a transportation service in Georgia, drives people all over the place. He had to charge it at least twice a day because he was driving so much, and he had to use a supercharger to get it fast so he could make money. And it destroyed his battery. So his Model 3 battery died at 120,000 miles. He knew something was wrong when his range went from 170 miles to 35 miles. Now, see, like I've been telling people, don't listen to the horse manure the companies give you. He was actually getting 170. They tell you 200-something baloney. He was getting 170. But it went down to 35, and they found out his battery went kaput because he was charging it with the supercharger because he had to get it charged fast because it was his business. You can't charge batteries quickly. They will wear out faster. I don't care if you got a cell phone with little lithium-ion batteries, camera like I'm filming this with a little bit bigger lithium-ion batteries, or a car. You charge them fast, they're not going to last as long. Even regular car batteries, you're better to charge them at a slow 1 or 2 amp overnight than to put it on 30 amps and bubble the heck out of it and charge it faster. And the lithium-ion batteries are worse. The faster you charge them, you even charge one of these fast, you can feel them getting hot. Well, imagine when you got a gigantic car battery. Yeah, it destroys it faster. Electric battery guy Monroe says, supercharger cycling will definitely kill a battery. Battery degradation happens for a lot of different reasons, but mostly it's cycling. Home charging is best. Charging at home with a level 2 charger, batteries like that, the best. It's a slower charge. And if you can't charge it at home, you got to charge it on these big chargers, you're going to wear it out faster. They pretend that, oh no, it doesn't, say the car companies. Horse manure. Anybody can tell they do. You know anything about batteries, they cannot be charged fast all the time. They will wear out faster. That's just how batteries are. Maybe somebody will come out with a revolutionary battery that's different, but they haven't yet. Now, here's why you don't want to go to Walmart to get your tires changed. Nick Malo sends me this email. He says, you'll get a kick out of this. Today, I went to the Walmart on 591 Memorial Drive to have my tire changed. I called them and said, I have used Falcon tires for matching headdress, and I can bring them over and that they could put them on. They said yes. So, 10:30, I got a text that said my car's done. When I went to pay, they had mounted new tires in my car, which I hadn't bought. I was confused. They said, well, we don't put on used tires. I explained, I called, and they said they did. The woman at the store said, we don't change over used tires. I asked her my original tires to put on. I went to the shop, and they said, we can't find your original tires. Well, finally they found them and put them on 3 hours later. However, it was never apologized for this inconvenience. There was no attempt to apologize to me. Stay away from Walmart. So he wasted 3 hours of his time sitting there and didn't even get it, I'm sorry. That's why you don't go to places like Walmart to get your car worked on. Well, Ford has just filed a patent for an electric scooter integration module. Now, you might think, well, what's that? Okay, well, that's the thing that makes the electric scooters work. They've got computer modules in them, right? And you think, why the heck is Ford doing this? Well, there's a micro-mobility company called Spin that Ford used to own, and then Spin spun off of Ford. Ford got rid of it, and they merged with the European company called Tier, but Ford still owns some of it. And this company has filed a patent for an accessible scooter, and Ford has a patent for a control module for it. So, looks like they're thinking about getting into the scooter market, the electric scooter market, right? Model T Ford was a revolution, right? And then Ford did a revolution of V8. Maybe now they'll get into a revolution of people on electric scooters for getting around. You know, if they want to build little roads for them, little ramps. Ford's trying to get into the action before the Chinese take over. Here's a little patent drawing of the stuff they've done, show you. They're serious about it, so maybe one day you can get a Model T scooter from Ford. Check it out, only in Russia. This is a Mercedes Maybach on top of a Toyota Land Cruiser. So big out expensive S-Class, $100-something thousand, sitting on top of a Toyota Land Cruiser, and it's driving it around. The Russians do strange things. Sometimes you see them with like they have a moose in the side of a car. The Russians are strange people. I think a lot of it has to do with their consumption of vodka, but now this happened in the city of Russia, 1.1 million people, so quite a few people must have seen that thing. It shows you how well built those Land Cruisers are, right? The Mercedes S-Class is on top of it. They put a wood frame or something on top, and then they placed the Mercedes on top of it and drove it around. That'll show you how solid those Land Cruisers are, right? Because a Mercedes S-Class vehicle is a pretty heavy vehicle. In fact, that it can fit on top of it, and the guy drives the Land Cruiser around. Only in Russia, as they say. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.